Let's start with radial basis function. तो ये जो रेडियल बेसिस फंक्शन है, इट इज़ ऑल्सो इंस्टेंस बेस्ड लर्निंग मेथड, but it is very closely related to the distance weighted regression and to the artificial neural network. So now the approximation function we used in radial basis function is in the form of the given formulation, where xu indicates the instance from x and ku indicates the kernel function. So we have already studied kernel function is basically used to determine the weight of each training example using the distance. So as the distance increases, the kernel function decreases. Here k represents the user provided constant specifies number of kernel function included. Even though f cap x is a global approximation function to fx, each kernel function term is localized to the region nearby the point xu. So basically we are using f cap x as a global approximation function, but still जो kernel function है वो सिर्फ localized होगा nearby points के. मतलब जो kernel function हम evaluate करेंगे, ये kernel function जो है सिर्फ nearest neighbors का ही evaluation करके देगा. So जो let's see the formula of kernel function written over there. It's better to choose common Gaussian kernel function centered at the point xu with some variance sigma square. So though this RBF function approximate any function with a small error, provided a sufficiently large number of k of such Gaussian kernels and provided the variance sigma square. सो व्हाट इट सेज कि RBF फंक्शन जो है वो ऐसा फंक्शन बना सकता है जो कि आपको स्मॉल एरर प्रोवाइड करेगा, जिसके लिए आपको क्या प्रोवाइड करना पड़ेगा, लार्ज नंबर ऑफ कर्नल फंक्शन प्रोवाइड करना पड़ेगा, और उसका जो वेरिएंस होगा वो कितना होगा, सिग्मा स्क्वायर होगा. नाउ जो आपका RBF फंक्शन है ये आपके 2 लेयर नेटवर्क को भी डिस्क्राइब कर सकता है. लेट्स सी, फर्स्ट लेयर जो है वो कंप्यूट करेगा कर्नल फंक्शन की वैल्यू को, और सेकेंड लेयर है जो है वो कंप्यूट करेगा लीनियर कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ फर्स्ट लेयर यूनिट वैल्यूज़. And the advantage of RBF network is that they can be trained more efficiently than feed forward network trained with back propagation. Okay, the next instance based method is case based reasoning. So CBR is a lazy learning method. Mostly we call instance based method as a lazy learning method. Why we call it lazy learning method? Because it classify the new instance encountered first and delayed the data processing. So that's why we call it lazy learning method. So they classify the new instance by analyzing similar instances, ignoring the different instances. So in CBR, instances are typically represented using more rich symbolic description, and the methods are more elaborate that are used to retrieve the similar instances. So here we are not represented the formulation form of approximation function, rather than we are represented the symbolic description in CBR. So these methods are much more elaborate that are used to retrieve the similar instances. So application areas of CBR are conceptual design of mechanical devices based on stored library of previous design. Next is reasoning about new legal cases based on the previous cases. And the third one is solving planning and scheduling problems by reusing previous solution of similar problems. So go through the notes. I have mentioned, I am taking one example of cadet over there, which is the example of conceptual design of mechanical devices based on the previous stored devices. So we are going to design a new mechanical device, and for that I take the help of previous stored devices. So for making devices, what we need, I need a structure of that device, and I need a function of the device also. So here the structure is given over there along with the function. So first one is a stored case T junction pipe. In T junction pipe, there are given two attributes. T stands for temperature and Q stands for workflow. And in the T junction pipe, Q1 and T1 represents temperature 1 and water flow 1, and Q2 T2 represent temperature 2 and water flow 2. And these two examples are used to create a output Q3 and T3. So here just see the function part. In function part, Q3 increases. Plus denotes what plus means over here. The Q3 output increases as Q1 increases, and similarly Q3 output increases as Q2 increases. That's why they represent plus over there. Similarly, the T3, the output T3 is generated from T1 and T2, and T3 increases as T1 increases, or T3 increases as T2 increases. So the problem specification is we have to find out the structure of the device, and the function. We know the function of that particular device, and we have to find out the structure of that particular device according to the function. So we have to find out the function in the previous stored devices, similar function of the previous stored devices, or we can also do one thing. We can find out the subfunction of our problem specification, and we are finding out in the previous stored devices. So here what they describe, here CT describes the control signal for temperature, and CF describes control signal for water flow, and QC and QH said water flow, cold water flow and hot water flow, and TC and TH said cold temperature and hot temperature. So basically the input of the function is the control signal for temperature and control signal for water flow. So control signal for temperature and water flow gives the output as QC and QH, which is cold water and hot water, and we have given temperature, cold temperature and hot temperature. And by using this particular graph, we get the output QM, which is mixed water flow, and TM as mixed temperature. So similarly the plus denotes that QM increases as QC increases, and TM decreases as QC decreases, because minus is mentioned over there. So basically how it works, it will find out the structure of the function, or it will find out the function of our problem into the previous section, or in the previous library. If we get the function, similar function which matched our problem, we will fetch the structure of that particular device.